Oh gosh, what a fun weekend. Today is June 25th. And today on the stream, I actually tested out my Minecraft server. Well, ours really. My mods and I are really my mods. They just told me what to buy and what to click. Helped me set up and played Minecraft with, like, I think 8 or 10 people came on, and it was really fun because it was people from the Twitch channel. So that's a fun experience in that server. We're going to have a little blast there. And but now it's time for music. And let's go ahead and start it off a little bit. We got a nice chill start to our music. We're going to start off with our dono boosties, and then we're going to do a little wheel of cheese. I'll do these dono boosties, and then we do a little wheel of cheese. And so that's how we go. Let me do this. All right. Hang on for a second. Oops. That's not the one I wanted to hit. Job opening. All right. Let me just start this. Just want to test the music levels. All right. Okay, guys, here we go. The very first track is coming from Shotwell. I got a couple makeups from the 22nd, and then we go right into the 25th with Kairu and the Kebab Seller and the Driver, etc. So let's do this. This first track, thank you, by the way, Shotwell, for coming out, hanging out here on the Twitch. The Avocado Show. And you want to... Oh, Olly Steele. He wants a band, Olly Steele. Actually... Shotwell, I'm familiar with that guitarist. I think he's got one of the most amazing arrangement techniques that really works around his right hand quite a bit. That dive, zero kind of, chugging, but then working other melodies at the same time. He's got a very unique technique. The name of this track is Imbalance. It's a metal track, so everybody, geez, let's see. Let me see his message. Yeah. Yeah, great. All right, man. Let's do this. All right. See what I mean? Pattern in the back is great. That in the back. Man, that's too short of a song, man. The thing that I had mentioned before I even started with him is the fact that I really love how he dives into his root. The low note, let's just say, or the chosen, drone note, if you would. And how he bounces in and out of his melody by going, The first half of that, which was really super cool, is the drum stayed really square on that. So while this very unique pattern was happening, the drum was just pop, ting, boom, pa, which kind of leaves room for you to really enjoy the riff, you know, especially if you're, you know, like the pure listener, if since I like to say, and it allows you to just get into the riff more. Now, what happened was the vocals came in, and it had that. Now we started getting into that tone of kind of metalcore, riffy metalcore. Except the thing is that his guitar tones are fantastic. They're not really overdriven or intrusive. You know, that pushes it into different genres, like, you know, black riff, you know, black metalcore, anything like that, by choice of how much distortion he's using on his guitar and his particular sculpting of his tone. But then what ended up happening was, is in the second verse, is that he goes back to his riff. There was that one pattern that I was kind of singing out in the back, was da 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 da, just in the back. But then this time the drums matched the riff. So instead of the drums being just pretty straight up, kind of boom, boom. This time around it was like a coffin beat. So then the drum pattern kind of matched that, which gave you a little bit more if you were into that really, you know, rhythmic prog rock pushing syncopation kind of vibe into it. And so I've been watching this this young guitar player for a while, and I'm really think he's probably one of the more progressive. I don't know that he lurches into the math rock genre, you know, so much, even though he has technique and stuff, but he's very melodic with the things that he does. And when I watch his videos on his playthroughs, it's mind-numbing, that string bouncing, not only with on both hands. It's just, you know, so great choice. All right, next track is by Eminem, or MM33. This is a band called Maruja, and let's see what we got here. Just to let you know, I will be doing Wheel of Cheese, so don't forget to submit to Wheel of Cheese. This band here is the Maruja, and the name of the track is The Invisible Man. I haven't seen MM here for a while. I hope you're doing well. MM33. Good to see you here, my friend. And let's do this. All right.
Tell you the story of the invisible man, forgotten himself in the land of the damned. Now no one can reach him, lost in the cracks of reality. Savagery taking his hand, breaking his stance. He's lost in his glance. No matter, never when I try. Through your eyes I see emotions that you hide. Ain't it funny how there's nothing that will last? Screwed up looking faces like they had to wear a mask. All I ask is that you're open for a minute now. Never long enough to grasp. Like the smoke goes through my eyes in a flash. With each other can we last?
Very heady, super trippy. Kind of gives me some essence of Sting's Como de la Soul, a couple of little areas. And I think a lot of that has to do with just a lot of the volume up, super ethereal guitars.
The sky fell backwards, a deep and dark green blue. The gaze you cast was absent. When you were there, it wasn't you. A shell of who you were before the hurt inside that grew.
A little bit of Ren here too.
Volcanic ruptures brew. Colder as the days go by like early morning dew. A different kind of blue. Miles gone too soon. Afflicted feelings bloom. Past trauma is a tomb. I can see why you might choose to blame someone else before you lose track of who you were. As the night begins to loom, the air inside the room became thicker than a fool. You could cut it with a knife, so it's safe to not assume the shadows of your past they dance behind your sunken eyes. Subconsciously contract. Over time you say you're fine. Over time you learn to cry. But anxiety made you shine. Clutch into the lies. You say yourself not satisfied.
Super spacey, very, very heady. I love the fact that a few times, without me of mentioning it to this point and up until now, how the bass actually has been kind of jelly in the whole thing. And what I mean by that is working the double stops and letting a lot of the notes just kind of ring out, almost more like the bass player would be the baritone guitar vibe of what's happening with the chord changes and stuff, because it's all nice ringing out. And we just heard this nice little pass he did, or she did, with the double stops. And I also love the tone of that bass. Is very warm and fat. As far as the very melancholy saxophone and that jazzy kind of vibe, the drummer, that pattern, that you know, with the little ghost notes in between it all, is a fairly well used pattern that was a lot in the 70s and stuff like that. But in this case, what makes this really spacey is the fact that he's only, at least to this point, he's only using the kick on the one. So it's instead of you know, you can accent those things. But yeah, super trippy track. Yeah, very Radiohead. Well, now the kick is going off as soon as I open my mouth. Trippy. This is a Cavassier cigar, lightly lit room. Single candle, trippy music. Boom, doom, doom, doom. That was definitely a trippy track. There's no two ways about it. But I did like, yes, I agree with you, Amin, as well, with your last comment. But it was just a really heady track, you know, staying within the parameters of the couple of chords that they chose to play through it all, and just kept on giving us breathing dynamics, taking back. That drum, I want to go back to the drums though. That saturated sound too. I mean, there's a lot of times in production where they actually, you know, that's what you do. And it's such a unique way to use it. I still haven't wrapped my head around it 100%. I wouldn't do that with any of the tracks that I write, obviously, but as somebody who is, you know, listening to music and stuff, it sounded like it didn't start off as saturated, as if the saturation kicked in a little more as the track went on. But very trippy track, very abstract, very psychedelic. Like I said, it's like a cigar with a snifter Cavassier in a rusty old room with one light on, just kind of staring to the single fan going zzz for me. Shotwell, how are you? I noticed on the chat what's going on, so I understand. And you know what? Because they are short tracks, and I am a fan of Olly, I will circle back tomorrow. We'll catch those other tracks for you, okay? Because they are short. I do know that he has these very short, you know, batches and stuff. So, and thank you for that, Dono. So, that's what I could do if that's okay. If that works for you, let me know. Okay, who's next up? Linkinski. This is a game called Mass Effect 3. Let's see what we got going on here. And the name of this track is Wake Up. Let's see. His little message is this God or a machine? The protagonist comes to after almost dying to their wounds for a final decision that decides the fate of all. The track plays during the final part of the game. Okay. Let me do this. And here we go from Likinski. Thank you very much. One of my favorite things to do as a composer is exactly what the composer of this piece did. Is in very pensive scenes that you kind of you set what I would consider for myself, and kind of what I recognize in this track is either a set pattern or a set kind of drone. And in this case, this music here was that little bell sequence that opened up, or kind of like an analog, soft analog, lo-fi bell. You know, that little pattern that was going there, went through the whole track. And you let that just establish itself as kind of like a moment where it's like, I think it said in the message here, where, you know, kind of waking up from getting injured or something, you open the eyes, kind of a thing, and it's like before the eyes open, the pattern or something sets. And then as the scene takes a little more motion, you lightly add these other arrangements that don't necessarily dive off too hard, as much as it does give you moments of like kind of cold feelings and kind of warm feelings. And that's what the strings were used for, to open it up and close it up and open it up a little bit, then close it up. But for a piece of music, if I was ever to have written something like this, it would have been for a very contemplate. There's another one that's a contemplative or something like that, and also a little bit of like, where am I? You know, that kind of, you know, that kind of vibe of like, you know, and that's what that pattern, you know, arpeggiation, you know, pattern kind of sets that in this ever kind of like, remember that like in the days, in the cartoons in the old days, that if you got knocked out, you'd have, you know, birds going around your head. No, not constipated. Why can't I say this word? Contemplative. Contemplative? I don't know. That maybe not a word. Maybe that's why I can't say it. Anyhow, super, super, super. Thank you, Square Meal. Mahalo. I'm going to say it now. Contemplative. Contemplative. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you for helping me out on that. It's a tongue twister. Say contemplative. 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 Not going to say. I have peanut butter and pretzels stick to the roof of my tongue. All right, next up is Kairu Gabubi. So, Kairu Hakubi, how are you be? This is for you be, for your super $40,000 meal. Yeah, you're breaking my mouth. So, Kairu's in and wants a game. One of our stoic legacy chatters, guess community pillars of salt here. Kairu wants a game. Tales of contemplative. No, I'm sorry. Phantasia. Oh shit! I can't talk for nothing. Tales of Phantasia. And so let's see what we got going on here. Is that a game? It is a game. And the name of the track is going to be Raising a Curtain. Lee Kwang-yeon cover. Oh, good. We get to watch some musicianship. Let's do this. All right. That direct line in string guitar, steel guitar sound. I take it that's the melody. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Since this is a cover, I don't know obviously from whence it came, his melody. So I'm assuming because of the movement of it that that's the melody. Kairu, is it? Da, 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 da. Very raw performance. Was actually really super nice, and Kairu, I just caught your last comment at the fact that it was this was 17 years ago. So I was looking at first going, wow, they found some nice masking to make it look like it's old, and then I was just looking, I didn't really think about it because the sound actually sounds okay, you know, and then I noticed that you said it was 17 years ago, so that's the late 2000 aughts. Is that how you say it? You know, 2008, 9, when we're still trying to find better ways to get better sounding audio on a YouTube video as it was transitioning. And because I didn't know the song, the chord changes to a very casual, laid-back, mellow, rock ballad kind of chord changes. And I like the fact that you know, the way he played the guitar and stuff like that, there was a couple of muted notes and a couple of human perfections in there also that I really liked. I think for me that makes me feel the track a little more. You know what I mean? I don't know if that means the same for everybody else or if you listen to the same ears that I have, but it a lot of times when I hear just, maybe I'm jealous, I don't know. But a lot of times when I hear perfect musicianship, it's really, really nice and everything. I can appreciate it and I can appreciate what it takes to be that. But when I hear people playing music and all its human elements that go along with it is when I somehow feel a little more like at ease. I don't know what that is. It's almost like I have that performance in front of me and it's you know, tangible, if you would. So thanks for bringing that out there, Kairu. Yeah, you know, Melancholy, you know how that is, right? So, I mean, it's great to watch, you know, how did you say it? Clinically clean playing. It's great because you also know what it takes as a musician, arranger, composer, anybody who's in this part of the world. You know what it takes to get that. You know, and the kind of practice that you don't want to hear one buzz. You want to make sure every note is perfectly ringing out for the way it's written on the paper, you know. There's no, you know, rusty little buzzy finger noise at the end of a sustained string or something like that. So, but, so, and, you know, so I completely agree with you. But I do, like, for instance, I listen to the guys on math rock and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, that is so wonderfully perfect. You know, and it takes a lot of time to go through that too. Plus, you know, this was 17 years ago back in the day, and I'm sure this gentleman could probably play that now while eating dinner and with one hand. You know, because we're talking 17 years ago this was dropped. That's crazy. 17. Wait a minute. I got to do elementary school math. That would be 2011? No. Wait a minute. 24. 14 minus 7. Wow, 2008. 7, something like that. 2007, 2008. Look at me. I wasn't that good in school, guys. You know, I write good. I can't help it. Doc Doom, this is for you. Here we are. This is a band called Night Versus. Yuppity-doo-dah. Oh, no. What was that pounding I just heard? I hope it's not the... Hang on, I got to look at something really quick, just in case the solar people just came back. Stand by. I just got a text. Give me a second. Okay, good. It wasn't. Oof. Thank God. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, Doc Doom. This is for, let's see, the band is Night Versus, Desire to Feel Nothing. Song ends at 5:02. The remainder is just drum equipment talk. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know. All right, this is from Doc Doom. Here we go. Uh-oh. Let's get our metronomic orbs in order here. The kick's like holding the straight triplet. Doc, this is a badass track. I love the pattern on the guitar. Finally giving us a little bit of breather from the madness. The engineering on the kick is unreal. Little Danny Carey Tool-esque. That was a trippy flangey. Man, that was a trip.
Hi, I'm Eric.
That was an absolutely trippy flangey end at that little fill the drummer was doing. Obviously, this was a production from the cymbal company that sponsors this drummer. So the emphasis on probably the track that they chose was something that they knew that, you know, rhythmically at least, you know, drummers or anybody that has that kind of love for that kind of rhythm, you know, performance, albeit all band members, but, you know, for the drums, it was extremely progressive. You know, there was a lot happening in there. The fact that, you know, Doc, when you said to kind of keep an eye on his left hand for his sample triggers too as well, that's another side of your brain to use. You know, it's one thing to have your kit in front of you, and this is just from my own personal experience. It's one thing to have your kit in front of you, and you just, you know, you've got different areas in a tom-tom, snare, cymbal, whatever you can hit to get different sounds, but generally you've got in front of you. When you have these small little pads here, while you're keeping something pretty progressive going on with your right hand and your 2 feet, and you're doing these other moves here, you know, and having to hit the smaller pads and stuff and trigger these sounds, that's a whole different world. And but there was a lot of super chaotic, counter rhythmic guitar playing with all that, a lot of ambient noodling that was going on. But that one little breakdown section, when they started gliding, they finally gave us that break, was such a nice glide. It was fun to just lay back and just let that go, you know, because that first 2.5 minutes was just rifling, syncopated, meter messy in a bad way, just a lot of things that were going whoop, 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 whoop. And but it was great. It sounded fantastic, though. It was so crispy and so clear. So thank you for that, for sure. Doc Doom, I appreciate it. By the way, I do want to announce to you guys that the last session that I did on Saturday, which I believe was the 23rd, those videos, both the videos exports got blocked on YouTube. I did send in disputes. There was only one dispute per video. It wasn't multiple per video, so there's a good chance those will be released. But if you came here and I did any of your work, there's 2 ways you could see what work that I've done, whether or not it made it to the channel or not. One is by going to Discord and look at the history, or the other one is going to the Twitch channel that you're on, obviously. And you could look at the, you know, what I did last. Unfortunately, it doesn't have like, you know, a list of tracks. So it's possible that I could have those things hopefully could be unblocked within the next 5 to 10 days. That's the risk we always take when we're doing that. So, yeah, yes, Double A, we definitely have to get ourselves back into that loop. I think it's because we've been kind of lucky and haven't been busted too much, but, you know, this is a wake-up call. Oh, speaking of which, Double A, you is up. Bubba. So Double A's in the house. Thank you very much, Double A, for everything. Just everything. Everything. I don't even know why you know. All I got to do is ask. This is a band called Goose. I don't think I've done anything from Goose. And this track is called Butter Rum. So this is from Double A. Let's see what we got cooking. If we're cooking on juice. Double A, this song. It's got a little bit of that Bobby McFerrin. With an ice cold mojito. There she stood. My tropic hurricane. With a tide so high. I like to play off with the guitar and the EP. The electric piano is really nice sounding. The island in the sun, style to which all the oceans run to. You can call me Butter Rum, but what would I call you? That's a cute little tchotchke name for a girl. Hey, buddy, Butter Rum. My sweet island muffin. Hey, Butter Rum. My sweet island muffin. Islands you run and leave me with nothing but the rum. And also reminds me a little bit of that one hit with Simon where Chevy Chase was in the video. It just has that really wonderful bouncy vibe to it. I got the name of that track back in the day. Yes, Call Me Al, that's the one. I love how the delay on the solo fills it up. Wave on the rocks, tall, dog, and stormy. Here she comes. Nice production there on that. The bass. All the oceans run to. You can call me Butter Rum. What would I call you? Hey, Butter Rum. My sweet island muffin. Hey, Butter Rum. My sweet island muffin. And leave me with nothing but the rum. The background vocals on this is real sweet and very important to the track. little bit of saturation on there, a little bit of a fuzz on the high end there. Background chatter just makes it fun, makes it all party. Little Jerry Garcia solo-ishy. There's that B3 thing going on. Such a melodic solo, I love it.
Hey Butterum,
Hey Butterum,
my sweet island muffin. Hey Butterum, my sweet island muffin. To run and leave me with nothing but the rum. Hey Butterum, hey Butterum, hey Butterum, hey Butterum, hey Butterum, hey Butterum. My sweet island muffin, my sweet island muffin. To the islands you run and leave me with nothing but the rum. You run and leave me with nothing but the rum.
It was just a perfect song. It was, I think that was one of the reasons why I think a lot of people enjoyed the track too. It's just so well written, very upbeat. Somebody had posted that Goose is kind of catching on, and I can see the reason why. You know, we're in a dire need of great music like this that's fun and upbeat and easy to listen to, but still gives us some really great musicianship and arrangements, even though the chord changes are pop culture campy. It doesn't matter. It's the songwriting, it's the melody, it's the instruments you choose to play during a song like this. Even the nuances of putting the voice of a crowd in the back as well. It makes you feel like you're part of something, you know. The song was already cooking, and then all of a sudden they put that in there, and it does. It makes you feel like you're a part of something. This would have been a great song for me to have done on the beach. Like last year, a couple times I did reactions on the beach, but every time I started, a dog would come up, or I don't know, a fisherman would start casting out a line, or some girls would walk by with barely any bikini on and stuff, and I go, I don't want to put that behind there, you know, so. Just got to find a better way to maybe do a couple reactions on the beach for the summer. But that would have been such a perfect track for that. So, yeah. Hey, Double A or one of the mods in the house, can you check on Crossface Buffalo Wing? I think, Crossface, did you mention that you made one? Or did you make one that I did it last week or something? See if maybe something got stuck in purgatory. I'm not too sure. Oh, it is a jam band. Okay, Double A, I'm reading your thing. So it does have that jam band. That's why I was saying that Jerry Garcia kind of lead work. You know? I think in a perfect world, before I move on to dust or wherever it is happens after this life, I would love to see a resurgence of that progressive jam band, meaning like I don't mean progressive like prog rock, but jam bands, but by super young generation musicians. You know, with a little bit more of the influence of like, you know, maybe a little more modern sounds a little bit. We don't want to take it too far out of the jam band sound because part of it is that sound too, sounding like really super organic, so I think that'd be pretty badass if we had like a nice little resurgence of excuse me, a little resurgence of something like that, anyhow, let's move on. The kebab seller once again. How are you, Mr. Kebab? Comes in here, drops it in. He's got to go do his work. A wrong time zone, catches up to me on the YouTube channel. Mr. Kebab Seller wants Gran Turismo 2. That's a driving game, isn't it, guys? Gran Turismo. This is called Blue Line. It's the instrumental version. And he says to me in his message, all I could say is, lay back and relax to this 90s game track. Okay. So here's some Gran Turismo. Oh, it is a game. It is a driving game. All right. Let's go, guys. I didn't know Kenny G can drive. Has a little bit of that Disney. I can see the world. Da, 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 da. That old keyboard sound. Sounds like a DX7. These Japanese composers, so melodic, so beautiful. So does this song get played in the middle of the driving? Like, is it scene-centric, like driving through a beautiful background? a lot of little pulls in the melody from other things. Very unique. That is so beautiful. That was such a reminiscent kind of sound and vibe to me. You know, there's some of it, there's many different songs during that era where they were using that DX7 sound and some very unique, beautiful melodies. And I think one of the most beautiful melodies I can remember from that era that just was like, oh my God, what an amazing written track. Do you guys remember that song from Vanessa Williams called Save the Best for Last or something like that? I mean, it's old school, but I mean the melody and the resolve and or the lack thereof in certain areas that are just absolutely mind-numbing. And you know, that's one of those tracks during that era that really, really, really stuck out for me. And this kind of has that same kind of feel. As a matter of fact, hang on for a second. I'm not going to play the video of this because it's Vimeo, but yeah, this track had beautiful solo. I mean, what we just heard here, the sax work on that was just phenomenal. There's a couple little riffs in there that I was like, oh, that's well done. You know, that I usually will hear sometimes more on guitars than anything else. But you know, who influences who? 75% of any solos that I've ever done guitar-wise or that I listen to comes all from wind instrument players. You know, Stan Getz, Miles Davis, Steve Travagoloni. You know, that kind of dynamic and performance, you know, through brass and reed players. A little bit of Kenny G, believe it or not. I know Kenny G didn't, you know, took a lot of heat for being that new wave, jazzy kind of the wave, 24/7, the wave, or whatever it was called. Personal favorite tracks from back in the day, melodically and production-wise. Okay, next up, we have The Driver. 548 is our profile name, buddy. Yeah, he's been here a few times, haven't you? This is a band called Poolside. And let's see what this track is called. Around the Sun by Poolside. Nice chill track. A nice chill track for lazing in the sun, he says. And I'm looking forward to it. Well, even the cover, the thumbnail of it here is a guy on a jet ski. So let's see what we got here. Oh my God, the old Kawasaki jet ski too. Yee. This is so good. I love the clap overdubs on the snare.
The rules of the games we play, but that's fine. People say that I lost my mind. I've got nothing to lose and nothing to find. They might say I'm the losing kind, but
am I getting nostalgic vibes? Ugh. So cool. Ending with the tropical blend. You know, I guess this was released 4 years ago, and the purpose, the intention of really getting across that retro vibe was a lot of whatever this footage came from somewhere from a long time back, and if it was reshot for this video, it was done magically, probably on some old beta cam or something of that nature. But if this was recorded in the last 10 years, I'm listening as an engineer going, okay, I get what they did here. And I think one of the most important things that I was aware of is the fact that they didn't force stereo imaging. And that's what kept this a lot more nostalgic in that late 70s kind of early 80s kind of vibe. I think the production decision to have the claps right over the snare was also a technique used in that time, in that period as well. And but the glide of this whole track was just so... This has been one of those streams where a lot of what we've listened to so far has been that full glide, very melodic, a lot of... Well, there was that one drum video we did earlier, but which was insanely, obscenely talented and wonderful. But these last couple tracks have been just like, oh my gosh, so chill, so freaking chill. You know, and also one of the things that I was listening to is they had, there was a note through that whole, at least that last minute. I can't sing, it's too high, but it's, you know, that, but an octave higher, you know, to kind of help, to kind of like help just kind of keep you in that zip line of just listening to it and being in the groove and stuff like that. And also I love just the intimacy of the kick snare engineering, because actually the overhead left and right was kind of wide. I was listening to that going, that's kind of wide, you know, but love the track, man. So love the track. And you actually made it in here for your own track, so that was perfect. So let's see, who was that? Truck, what? Truck, the driver 458. That was yours. There you go. I'm glad you finally made it for your stream too. And what perfect timing for your track. So, yeah. What's the name of this? The band is Poolside, huh? The driver is this an outlier song on the album, or is the album this laid back through and through? Like this is their jam? Is that the, you know, I kind of like it. That to me is like, oh, I could put that on and just, if back in the old days when I used to get baked, I'd probably just sit there and just go, Now I can only do pretzels and peanut butter. Crossface Buffalo, we got you in here, man. You're up right now. This is a band called Carbon Based. It's electronic music. Let's see what we got here. This one is called Supersede. Supersede? He left me a little message. This is the third of the... This is off of the third Carbon Based Lifeforms album called Interloper. Unlike the previous tracks I've submitted from them in the faster tempo, like sidetrack and ambient. Okay. So I guess this is what it would feel like to trip through outer space. All right. Well, let's trip through outer space together, Crossface. Let's do this. It's almost like it's got like a modern day Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon vibe. Up until then. I like it, it's just giving you time to just sink into patterns. Just such an atmospheric. This has it, that trance atmospheric vibe to it for sure. That was just a great laid-back track for me to almost swallow my pick. Did you guys see what I just did? That was just not right. What this track did for me in my head was allow me to actually stop and slip away from thinking about listening to this track in reaction form and just let it take me and just chill, because it was a very simple track. And in the sense that there was 3 chords in it, there was patterns that were going in and out, but you just sit there in like a minute and a half, literally, of one pattern that would just, you know, I think 1AM posted something earlier where it's one of these kind of tracks where, you know, you're building something, you know, that kind of, you know. Yeah, Melon Choir, there are kind of tracks like that I've written, you know, not that good, obviously, but, you know, some of the tracks on my Sounds of Tranquility actually do have a lot of repetitiveness in it. I think the one thing that these composers do that I don't is because I have this weird ADHD about writing music and composing and finishing, because my whole life has been hurry up, write fast. And, you know, to sit there and spend 8 hours on a drum sound, or, you know, I just don't have that in me anymore. you know, in the original days of engineering and stuff, you know, in the 70s through the 80s, yeah, crafting your sound was really super important. But, you know, as the technology's changed and the genres have blown up and there's lo-fi and different ways to, you know, EQ things, I'm like going, I can't get lost in this stuff. I'm just, you know, so I don't, unfortunately, I don't put enough due diligence into the details and stuff. That's why these tracks exponentially sound better than mine by far, though the arrangements may be somewhat similar. You know, I just don't have the ear to actually put these pieces together like this, but that makes it easier for me to enjoy, you know. Yeah, guys, that pick, I know it's gross, but it's my pick. I don't care. Got stuck to the bottom of my peanut butter thingy. That was kind of funny for those of you who saw that. I have never swallowed a pick. Somebody here was saying, was it Kroll? No, who was saying that they, or Conspiro, said that they swallowed a pick. Oh my God, that had to have been horrifying. And scary as shit, too. I mean, I can't imagine. That must have been painful. Oh, SB, it's there. It'll be on the on the video here or saved on Twitch. You'll see it. I apparently put some peanut butter on my pretzel and I put it back down, and I have like 25 picks here on this table. You know, for different size, and you can't see it down here, but apparently I put it on top of it, and I went to go take a scoop. I went like this. I was like, the falala mala falala. First time I've ever done that. Oh my God, Conspirio. I can't imagine that had to have been. Yeah, you are very lucky you survived. Many different ways. But yeah, no, negative. Scary stuff. Anyhow, Crossface, thank you. That was such a chill track to listen to. And it put me in I'm in such a good mood right now. Actually, the stream has been very good mood, you know. And I also think it was because of a little bit of the numbingness that I got from actually playing my first Minecraft server with some people. For those of you who might have just shown up, my mods and I opened up our first Minecraft server. And so if you know how to get in on it or something, and they're going to share the link in a minute or a second. 1 a.m. just killed you in Minecraft? No, there will be no bloodshed in my server. It's 1 a.m.'s fault. The murder party. What did I miss? I'm over here listening to music. You guys are destroying each other on the server. Ah, that's the best. All right, guys. This next one is coming in from Great Gas Gun. This is a band called MoYun. It's folk. And let's see what the folk this is about. The name of the song is Canon. So hang on, I had a very nice message here. Another boost. Oh, thank you for the fun, for hanging out. Great Gas Gun. I'm having a good day, thank you very much. One of my greatest loves in classical Chinese culture, I'd like to introduce you to one of the very popular purveyors of their musical sound. MoYun is a Chinese artist who performs with the Guzheng, a traditional zither string instrument. Oh, cool. I've chosen the cover of stage Pachelbel composition to serve as an anchor as we venture out of this guided tour, introducing you to the sound. Wow, thank you so much. This is what I love about this journey. Let's do this. All right. Man, talking about being precise on your harmonics. she does the tremolo with her left hand is wonderful. Wow. So cool. Wow. Look at her go. It's a cute little one. It's a lo-fi version. That was wonderful, guys. I'm sorry, but I was completely enamored by her playing, her performance. The arrangement of it, obviously you have to rearrange it a little bit when you're playing on a unique instrument. Watching somebody with that kind of multi-dynamic use of an instrument, whether you're popping rhythm on it, or in her case, the left hand was so busy doing bends or trems and stuff like that. There was times where she was working off of harmonic spots on the strings, very much like guitar players do on, frets 5 and 7 and onward. And it was flawless. And what's wonderful is each one of those versions of the Guzheng, I don't know if Guzheng, it's almost like having ukuleles where we have a concert, a tenor, a soprano, a baritone. It's still the instrument, but different sizes with different tones and stuff. But I got to admit, the last one, and when I said cute, I just went, it is such a great little sound, but what a great way to end it. Especially in the video, the intention of the video, how it started to get a little smoky. I thought that was badass. That was really super cool and was not expecting that. Thank you so much, man. That was such a great listen. Ha dang, I'm in a good space. Melon Choir Blade, we have yours coming up. And that one is from Yasunori Mitsuda. And let's see what we got here. This is called The Forest of Lapis Lazuli. Oh boy. I know we're in for a listen. It's coming in from Mel Choir. Let's have ourselves a little fun here, guys. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. God, I love when you can cross in some nature ambience and music like this. like a piano dulcimer blend. How fat and warm that bass is. I love the guitar arrangement on this is more percussive than it is structurally chord-specific strength, if you know what I mean. Maybe this one's on a guitar. You hear the kind of legato playing, not quite legato on the string. Ooh, the bass. That flute bend. Guys, there's no two ways about it. This guy is just an incredible composer. Am I right? I mean, the Chrono Trigger experience with me has been phenomenal. I know that a lot of you folks here on the stream are very, very big on the Chrono Trigger music journey as well. But that was really, really super cool. It wasn't a big piece of work that stretched way out into boundaries as much as kept us very captivated with. A couple things for me. One was obviously the work with the flute, or lute, maybe. Maybe it was a recorder. I don't know what kind of a flute that would have been. Odd choice of vocal tone that worked absolutely perfect. You know, because everything was so precise and clean and all that. It was just a very unique vocal tone, the way it was slipped in there. And also the warmth of the bottom and the bass as well. But this was one of those kind of calming gallops through a forest, you know, a little similar to maybe like the thumbnail. No one is really chasing you, but you're in an adventure and you're moving forward and there's hope in your journey, but you're still kind of like in an area where you're not too, sure of, but you know that at the end of this, run, there's going to be something, excuse me, very positive, So that was really sick. That was nice. Super captivating. Yes, Double A. That's exact words I used. So is this whole album of like this, Melchoir? Of this kind of composition, or is this a standout? Like one of the more mellower journey-esque styles of music? Oh, it is like this. So this is his personal album, the composer's personal album, or is this attached to a game? Which one is it? And while I wait on Melchoir's answer on that, these last two donos that snuck in under the wire, and then after that, no more donos. I'm going to take a break, and we're doing Wheel of Cheese. Now, Makusia, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. And thank you again, James, for such a kind dono. I really appreciate it. The song that Makusia wants. No, I'm sorry. Let me hang in there for a second. Saludo, Solo Dolo 51. The requests are open for the Wheel of Cheese, closed for the dono boosts. That's what that meant. I'm sorry. Changed it up in energy, but I wanted to say aloha to somebody new as well as first-time chatter, so thanks for coming in. Okay, Makusia, this one, a song, it's anime. Fullmetal Alchemist. You guys know how I feel about anime and the music I've been listening to, and then when I have people who really share with me their more important tracks, I get even further along on that journey. So let me see what I got here for the track. Trisha's Lullaby. Okay, Makusia, let's do this. Did I do it right? Yeah, okay, let's go. You know, I didn't want to stop this because I was just loving the flow of... There was this kind of time period tug of war in that arrangement. If those choral voices weren't written and recorded the way they were, it wouldn't have pulled so much in that medieval vibe, which I don't know what this anime. I've done music from this anime, but I don't know if this anime is situated in a medieval, Renaissance-ish kind of zone somewhere in it. But it was the structure and the composition of the choral voices that really pulled it into that medieval kind of vibe. Because for me, there was that section where the vocals had disappeared. So then all of a sudden you just had these string, the string section with a little bit of a warm horn support to it. That chord-wise was, now we're leaned into a slightly early classical kind of vibe. A little more, I don't know, can't really pin it as so much as classical, but some classical roots. Ouch. Son of a fangala manganchala. Oh, God, that pinky. Anyhow, where was I? And then the culmination at the end of it, all of a sudden, as it brought back together again, it kind of lifted a little more contemporary-ish in it. But it was actually what really brought the beauty for me on this was the choral arrangements on it, albeit not extremely deep in its arrangements. Just even with the words that were behind it, were very kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, shoot. Kind of mass requiem-ish, sad, melancholy, except what the composer kept on doing is kept on resolving one of these, chord changes into a major third, which kind of gave you a little hope. Instead of going, da, 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 da. Oh, I can't do it right now. My brain's scattered. And so there was a little bit of that weird lift in there. I was going, okay, where are we going to go with this? It was like sad, 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 but here's some ice on the burn. All right, guys. Oh, it changed to Hunter X? Okay. I'm sorry, not a problem. But I did nuke it. So can you tell me, or somebody send me the link for Hunter X track? Thank you guys for that. Sorry, I just, it was a music gig. I was like, ooh, shit, when this publisher calls, it's cabbage in the house. All right. Okay, thanks, Double A. Earning fat lettuce, bakeable lettuce, bankable lettuce, not bakeable. Yeah, I don't think I've ever stepped away from a chat or from a stream that long for a phone call. I mean, usually I'll say, hey, can I call you back a little later? But, what you gonna do when it comes for you? Okay. I'm just waiting for the link. The link, please. And give me the link. If not, I'm gonna whack you in the nose. Let me see. Bad joke day. I think I told a really bad dad joke to my grandkids the other day. What do you call a pig that takes karate? Pork chop? Sorry. Oh, okay. Double A just sent the link. Stand by. Here we go. All right, here we go. Okay. Random pig dies instantly. Here we go, guys. This is the final track. All right. Give me that horn opening. It sounds like it goes like this kind of music goes to a forbidden love kind of vibe. Now it's taking a darker turn. Is this like a cue? Like an original score? Oh, it is. It says right here, original soundtrack. All right. Wow, actually, I was so into the piece, I looked up, like, oh my God, it's over. It was so abadagio for strings. Come on. It was very, it was sobering, almost forbidden. Like I said earlier, it seems like maybe two people who are caught in some kind of a twist in forbidden love. Something of that nature. I don't know. Of course, I don't know what's going on here. So Hunter or Hunter times Hunter, I don't know what that is. Is that anime? It looks like it would be. And the reason why I asked if it was a custom score piece or a cue to an existing part inside the anime, which for me, something I've gotten used to is like anime scores have really long cues to them. And this was, 3.5 minutes, and it's not unheard of to have a piece of music 3.5 minutes as a custom score to a long scene. But this had a lot of if I was to reinterpret this in words, it would be like, do you love me? I don't know if I do. Do you think it's safe? I do. I really think we should try. I don't know, but what about this? And then all of a sudden somebody chimes in from the back, you better watch out. You know, it had that kind of conversation in the way it was written. You know, I'm sure it probably didn't sound anything like that. And watch, I could be wrong. This could be about monkeys playing in a tree and swimming in a lagoon. But once again, this is just another way of expressing how anime's love and honor towards composition and organic music and whatever it takes to get that kind of power down. These guys, these anime producers and of shows or studios, they're like, no. Music, very important. We must go this way. So, okay, good. I'm glad we got this in. Sorry about that interruption.